Okay, hi everyone. Okay, we're Friday, so in Taiwan, maybe Thursday in America, and it's time for a live. So today, what we decided to talk about is about how to have an enzyme-rich diet without necessarily having to be raw foodist. Well, before we enter that, after that, I was thinking of this before the live. It's like, why do we even talk about enzymes? Why enzymes are so important? Enzymes is like for most of the people, we just start to hear about it. We hear a lot about nutrition lately, and the last century was all about the new supplements, vitamins, the importance of vitamins and minerals and all this. So it was becoming mainstream, like people were kind of more aware of that. And then into this stroll of information, recently we started to hear about enzymes. Enzymes is not one more vitamin, it's not one more nutrient. Okay, the enzymes is, if we compare that to a vehicle, it's the spark plug. Okay, it's what brings the energy. Yeah, it's what sparks every actions and reactions, whether it is my digestion, whether it is my thinking, moving my finger, feeling energetic, my sleeping, the clarity of my brain, my thinking. All this is all have to do with enzymes. Enzymes, no enzymes, no life. It's this is the spark plug. It's the energy behind. If we were a light bulb, okay, that would be the electric current. The enzyme would be the electric current. So if you look at how it moves, our enzyme level shift throughout our life. Look at a baby, look at a kid, and even all the way up to 30 years old. And we're really enzyme rich. There's a whole reserve of enzymes in our body. It's inside every cell. Every living living cell have intrinsically enzymes in it. But the level depletes over time, and until it runs so low that metabolic functions like heart beating, lungs, breathing, all the essential metabolic function, until these cannot be supported, then this is the end of life. So this is how important enzymes are. And so there's different types of enzymes. There's the metabolic enzymes, and these cannot be supplemented. Only the body can produce these enzymes. It's a protein. It's a catalytic protein that makes things happen. The metabolic enzyme we cannot supplement. They can only be manufactured by the body. And we have the digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes are the enzymes that are breaking the food that we're eating into nutrients. Because the food that we're eating penetrates our digestive system, which is also considered as outside. It's the continuity of the mouth inside. So it's still looks like it's inside the body, but it's still outside our system. It's not, when it penetrates the blood, then it's considered as inside our system. So it's important that when we eat, the food be transformed, it been processed so it can penetrate the blood. No foreign matter can penetrate our system without being transformed. So it's enzymes that prepare all this food into nutrients so it can be absorbed inside our system through the blood. It penetrates through the small intestine, the villi, into the blood, and then it's inside. So, and more than this, digestion would include detoxification, because detoxification is also part of digestion. It's a deeper digestion. It's a digestion. There's a digestion of the blood vessels. There's some digestion happening in the tissues. There's some digestion, and it's all provided by enzymes. And these enzymes can be supplemented by food enzymes. So if we look at it into a scientific perspective, okay, the latest, okay, there's a lot of studies happening now in the around enzymes, and the most the strongest theory is that we have what we call source enzyme. So the body, it's not like we have like a certain amount of metabolic enzyme, a certain amount of digestive enzymes, because there's thousands of different enzymes. So at the base, we would have like source enzymes, and according to the needs, then it would take its identity. Either it's okay. So of course, there's always this kind of running bill, like the basic expenses, like heart beating, lung breathing, all the metabolic, essential metabolic functions, so we can still be considered alive. There's this expense of enzyme that is constant. Okay, so when we're very rich, enzyme rich, like kids, you can see all the vitality that they're moved by. They have a very strong vitality because they have a lot of enzyme. They move. They have ideas. They are inspired. Their skin. Even when they're sick, it's very strong, and they move through. They have fevers. The immune system is powerful. Their energy is powerful at every aspect. And this over time, over the years, especially as we age over 30, 40, 50, this amount of enzyme, this bank account goes lower and lower. And we can see that all those characteristics that we associate to youth are disappearing, slowly disappearing. And it is because of the level of enzymes are going low. Because if we take this source enzyme, and then with our lifestyle nowadays, considering that enzymes are used to digest, so that means that look at our diet nowadays. We eat a lot. It's never been possible in human history that humans would eat that much. 3 copious meals and snacks and all this. So that means like the bank account is like there's a lot of demand, to digest and break down foods all day long. And these excesses of food create also lots of toxic deposit within the tissue. So it requires more enzymes again to clean and cleanse all those tissues. So it speeds up the depletion of our source enzyme. And then we start, as we age, to have like symptoms. We have symptoms like we eat and we feel bloated. We feel like the digestion is not working as it was when we were younger. We feel tired after a meal. We feel like we cannot think straight. We lose our enthusiasm. We lose our excitement about life, about want to do things and being excited. It's like, oh, we're getting old. This is what getting old is about. Is not about the age, but it's more about our enzyme level. So that's why talking about enzymes and is so important. It's so important to find a solution about this, because once we realize that, and this is many of us, that we are in an aging society, so probably a lot of people who would hear that would identify with what I'm saying, about. It shows in everything. It will show into the brightness of your eyes. It will show into the toning of your skin, the quality of your skin. In so many ways, it will. The enzyme deficiencies, the enzyme going low, will show into your body. So this is why it's important to really consider if we want to reverse, because if we understand that, you will see, and you start removing that workload on the body, the workload of digestion and detoxification. If you remove that workload, you will start noticing that the metabolic function has more supply. You will feel it. You will feel into your energy. You will have more stamina. You will see that your enthusiasm will change. Your skin will change. Your overall energy will increase, because you won't have that workload of digestion and detoxification that will suck a big chunk of your savings in terms of enzymes. So the body will feel like, okay, there's less demand because it's taken care of, and will invest more in metabolic function. Because of course the body will always keep till your last breath enough enzymes. Maybe at some point you won't digest at all, but your heart will still beat. Okay, because this will be a priority until there's not enough even for your heartbeat, and that will be the end. But as soon as you start considering having external enzyme intake into your life, you will see immediately a change of your metabolic functions. So that's how important it is. And it can be really life changing. Enzymes are at the root of every disease. If we look at what kind of disease we have, I'm not talking about infection, but it can even apply to infection, because enzyme power will boost your immune function as well. So yeah, it is as important as that. To supplement or to use an enzyme-rich diet in order to increase your vitality, to rejuvenate. It will be very, very, very important. So how can we do that? How can we do that? So first, as I mentioned before, every living cell have enzymes in it. So everything you would eat have enzyme in it, as long as it's not cooked, because enzymes are very fragile. Enzymes, as soon as they go beyond 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, they degenerate. They're going low. That's the 40 degrees is the peak, and after that it will go low. It will destroy. So if we eat cooked food all the time, it's empty. There's no enzyme in it. You will still have your vitamins. You will still have minerals and all this, but you will not have the energy to activate them. Okay, so, but your body will produce some until it can't. Until it doesn't have the power or the resource to manufacture enough enzyme for the workload you're giving to it. Yeah, because normally, you know, it's like when we're young and we eat, and it's so much pleasure into food. So much food is so accessible nowadays. There's so much effort to stimulate and to attract the taste buds in our society, that we end up like eating. We eat so much. So every time we eat, we're asking the body to digest. So at some point it goes down. And most of the things that we eat that are offered are either processed food or cooked food. This is and then we will put a little salad on the side, or a little fruit juice or vegetable juice on the side. But most of the bulk of our diets, our modern diet nowadays, is cooked food. So we're asking a lot, and it's a major energy expenditure to digest. It's the second biggest one after the brain and the central nervous system. Is the biggest energy expenditure from your body. So, knowing this, if you could become more aware of that aspect and try to incorporate more and more enzyme-rich food. Okay, so as I mentioned, every plant, every meat have enzymes. So the enzyme is what makes the plant or the meat at its raw state to self-digest itself. Okay, so when it's not cooked, it will self-digest itself. If you put a piece of meat or a lettuce on the counter, one cooked and one raw, you will see that the cooked one will stay there. If you don't have a dog, okay, will stay there much longer, will stay there almost forever, compared to the one that will be raw, that will completely self-digest itself. So it is the same when we eat. So it's the same thing as we eat. The more the raw state food will self-digest. So that means it will ask much less energy from the body to process that. So as soon as you're gonna have more enzyme in your diet, you will start feeling that your metabolic function is not because you've been supplementing metabolic enzyme, but you've been removing a workload on your on your body, and then the metabolic function includes like everything, the secretion the secretion of your glands, the hormones, all your the nervous reactions that are happening, the chemical reactions that are behind every action and reaction of our body, will start to improve. Okay, even the weight loss, when we start going low in enzyme, what we feel is like, what we see is like, oh, we're starting to gain weight, not in a healthy way. It's just because we are more and more unable to process that the fat that we're ingesting. So so how do we do that? Because raw food, okay, there's a lot of nice recipes and amazing raw chef nowadays, so we can eat very well and very tasty food, raw food nowadays. It's amazing. If you've experienced that, you can agree with me that it's delicious. Nature offer amazing flavor, and the geniuses of raw food chef had on top of this, so. But the thing is, like, it's not for everyone. For every climate to adopt the same diet. So this is a little bit tricky, because if you associate raw food to salad and cold thing and dips and everything coming out of the fridge that you process in the blender, and then you eat like this, and if you come from a cold country, a cold and wet country, for example, it will be the perfect diet to develop dampness, and you will become pathetic, you will become clogged, you may have like some digestive issue even, not because the food doesn't digest itself, but because it's creating internal dampness inside. So it's not normal for someone in London in the winter to eat fruit salad every day, and all kinds of cold dish all the time. It will not create a balance inside your system, but it doesn't mean that you cannot eat raw in those situations, because what happens in this case is, like, the food that you eat, if it's colder than your body, we have what we call in Chinese medicine the spleen fire that will heat this all up, and will bring it to the body temperature. So, especially in winter, there's already this fire that is already activated to maintain balance with the external environment. If you, on top of this, you are having a cold food, it's like you're really walking in the wrong direction. But it doesn't mean that you can't go enzyme rich. But what you're gonna have to do is what we call add a little fire into your raw food. Okay, so you can heat it up. You can heat it up to the body temperature. So you're not asking your body to do that task that is very energy consuming. So. So you can, like, for example, if you go to the Japanese restaurant, they're very, very aware of that, and you will have some warm dish in the miso, for example. If you see, you will never see a miso that is fuming. You will never see that, because they don't. actually put boiling water. They don't put the miso into boiling water. They will put it into not over 50 degrees Celsius, okay, because they want to preserve the enzymes that are in the miso, okay? Because miso is a fermented product, okay, from a plant. So it's just like it's enzyme rich. So the Japanese are very aware that if they would just pour boiling water on this, they would just kill it. So, but still, if you warm this up to 40 to up to 50 degree, because the enzyme are not just like passing 40 degree and die immediately like this, but they if you cook, if you make a soup or something like that. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with doing this, okay? I'm gonna get there later, but I mean, now I'm talking about like keeping like as raw as possible. There's a possibility to have a warming raw food diet, okay? You can warm your juices, you can, that's as long as you're not asking the body to bring your food to the body temperature, then you will not exhaust your spleen fire, okay? And you will avoid developing internal dampness. So and then yeah, if you eat raw food with cooked food, for example, you will not, the raw food, the enzyme in the raw food will not help the digestion of the cooked food. It will self-digest, but it will not, like, you cannot say, yeah, but I add the salad with my steak. Okay, the enzyme you have in the salad will not digest your steak. Okay, forget it. This will not do the work. Okay, but one thing that would help, for example, would be to add some fermented food in it. Sauerkraut, all kinds of fermented or pickled vegetables, the miso that I just mentioned, and there's quite a list of fermented food that you can add into your diet that will help digest the cooked part. In China, it's very, very common that you go to restaurants and there are tables of some fermented food we call pao cai. There's a lot of this. The Chinese understood that very well, and especially that the Chinese are really not into raw food, really not into that. It's not in their culture, but they are really into fermentation, though. So oftentimes, most of the time, people, Chinese will have like fermented food with their cooked food. So that's another way to add enzyme into your diet, to have this, and this will power up. Again, I repeat, to have this will just remove the workload on the body. To digest and to break this all down. So this is very, very important to consider if you start feeling low, if you're sick, for example, and you're trying to climb up, and get out of this vicious circle. You will need to consider what I'm talking about a little, okay? Because not a little, a lot, because otherwise you try to invite your body to fight for your health and to bring back balance, but at the same time you're adding burdens by overeating the wrong food. So it's important that you that you consider this, and you will see, as soon as you do, you will see a change. You will see a change. You will see that first it will relax your digestive system, and your energy will be invested, because of the body intelligence. Okay, say okay, does not work because there's not this big load, essential load of work that I need to do. So okay, what's next? What's important? And I will go and do that. So that's the body intelligence will take care of this. So if you consider this, and I would say also not overeating. This is another thing. This is a plague act almost. We overeat. We're sitting in an office all day, and we're eating 3 meals a day. We don't know why. It's not because we're hungry. I think because it's pacing your day. You wake up, and you start your day. How do you start your day? Okay, eating something, get a coffee, get something. It's kind of it's a habit. It's a kind of a ritual. It paces your day. You just start like this, and then you go to work, and then you have a break, and you sit with people, and they all nibble on something, and they have a snack, they have a little cake, a little donut, with another coffee, and then a couple hours later you end up at the cafeteria having a full-on meal, 3-course soup, main dish, dessert, all cooked, and then the same in the afternoon, another snack and another big dinner at home with the family, and nibbling and binging in front of TV at night. Like this is like most of the people, the Westerners' lifestyle is like that. And then when we start feeling bad and our health go down, we say, oh, I should have had some exercise in my life, and then we just go for 2 or 3 times a week for an hour, and thinking that this will restore balance. Forget it. This is not gonna happen. This is not the way it is. I'm sorry to disappoint you if you thought that those little moves would change anything. It will not. Okay, because I mentioned that because we tend to we've been trained to expect and to look for the magic pill. So we've been offered like the magic pill by the medical system, that you have high blood pressure, and then you take that pill, and a few hours later you don't have. You're still gonna die from a heart attack like 25 to 30 years later, but you forgot about the symptom. But if you want to really heal, it will take some change. You will really healing is realigning ourselves with a healthy lifestyle. Yeah, you cannot walk every steps or 90% of your steps during a week towards illnesses, and having like a few steps towards health, and expecting that you're gonna heal and that you're gonna restore the balance of your body. This is not how it works. Even we talk about enzymes, and taking enzyme and doing like an intestinal cleanse and all this, and you say, okay, I did it, it's amazing, it's very good product, and then you will wonder later why, you get back to your pains, and all your pains are not gone yet, or even some parts, over the years have been getting a little worse, and all this. And so of course, you walk 90% towards sickness and only 10% towards health. Think about it. This is not how it works. It's about complete realignment of your life and lifestyle towards health that will give you the result that you're dreaming of, and it will be very, very fast. very fast. If you align as much as possible, I would say, you know, if you really focus your energy into realigning your lifestyle with health, it will be amazingly quick. You know, even, you know, people have the experience of doing, you know, either the rainbow cleanse or taking like a month of supplementation with enzymes. You know, you already see all the changes, all that can happen in such a short time. But again, it's not a magic pill. It's gradual, and it gets deeper and deeper. We are a big filter of all kinds of substances that we're interacting with through all kinds of means, and it penetrates our system, and it just, there's a deposit happening into our blood, into our organs, into our filters, liver, kidneys, the lymphatic system, inside the muscle. We do exercise, create lactic acid. You know, there's a lot of gunk that accumulate over time, okay? And as soon as you start integrating the right lifestyle element, dietary, and all other kinds of physical and psycho-emotional elements into your life, you will see how fast the body restores itself. If you stop beating it, it will restore itself very, very, very quickly. Very quickly. So, but this is difficult. This is difficult. I should say it's complex. It requires some knowledge. It requires some discipline, and also like a willpower to get started. So that's the beauty of having those systemic enzymes that we're bringing, because of their power, they will rise you up to that level of motivation. They will do a work, and you can gradually change your lifestyle element and realign gradually, learn and integrate this over time. And at the same time, you have the power of these enzymes who will go deeper into your system and initiate and perform the cleansing of your tissues deeply. So and then it gets easier and easier and easier, and you will see the difference. So if you don't know how to integrate more enzyme-rich food, make sure that you supplement with enzymes. Supplement your every day with enzymes before and after your meals. You will see very shortly how powerful it is. All the changes are there. It's not you need to wait 6 months. You will see within the first 2 weeks how powerful it is, and how you can notice the changes happening for most people. Depends always how sick you are at the beginning, but even for these people, you will be able to notice the changes that are happening. So yeah, what else? Let me check if there's something. Let's see. Does cooking destroy all enzyme every time? Yes, none. Yes. Enzyme just die over. If you cook something, if you boil a soup, or if you cook a piece of meat, if you're not preserving, the crunch of a vegetable, you've lost your enzymes in it. Yeah. What else? Yes. And you don't need to change everything. You don't need to change everything all at the same time. Gradual. Just do the most important at first. You know, just go gradually, because habits, elements in our lifestyle also play a role in our emotional balance. So when you change something, maybe you will feel at the emotional level, maybe you will feel like some challenges happening then. Okay, so you need to process that, integrate that, you know. So go slow, but be constant and keep the motivation going. Anything else? Anybody has question around this? If not, this live will be posted on Facebook, and you can leave some comments or ask your question in the comment space under, and I have a look at these and I can answer later. So I hope that this was useful, and yeah, see you on the other side in our group. Okay, have a good week. Bye bye.